Hello, everybody. This is Mary from Pangerbon Gaming, and today we're at Taffington Boathouse. And I wanted to commentate on this because I've had terrible problems with it since the update of 2024, and I wanted to talk about spawn points, etc. Um, Now here is a spawn point here. These traders, I can't stand them. A spawn point here. It's usually raiders that hop in here. But the last couple of days, I've been getting two death claws there and across the way at Covenant, two death claws constantly appearing. Now, the problem I've been having here, this is the new character that I made after I did the update of the castle, when I said there are certain things that you can't remove, etc., that the game starts to crash. Well, I started to build here. I got Taffington possibly at the beginning of November of 2025. And I planned to do so much with it. And every time I did place a floor inside the boathouse, the game would crash. Okay. And then one day, it just crashed and it brought me back to I'd lost several saves, so it brought me back almost to the beginning of Taffington. So I realized at that point I possibly would have to make a player home, and I left it that way for a while. And then I remembered, well, we got an update in December of 2024, and it seemed to clear it up to a point. So I've been able to build it to a point. It's the only way I can put this. It isn't all geared out with a load of stuff and all that type of thing. As I said, the death claws are a huge problem right now, which is very unusual. There shouldn't be death claws, as far as I know. There should just be raiders. Now, Taffington can be problematic, especially if you decide to build a promenade across the water and place all your stores on the water. The stores will not work. And you'll just have ordinary banter with the people instead of being able to barter with them. So I decided, well, I'm going to try this out now. And I placed the Slocum's Joe up here on the ground. Of course, there's water under here as well. And yes, even though Slocum's Joe technically has sort of been repaired to a point right now where you can buy items from them, the actual seller does not have any coin. You can actually fix that by buying items for them and leaving them with coin. They will gain it on the next time. There's no barter option with that guy. So what I decided to do was to place the stores that I required inside the actual house. Now,
lost track of how many blisters I got.
Okay. It's also very difficult for me to get people in here. And yeah, I've been here for absolute days on end, and I can't open the workshop. If I do that, there'll probably be a problem. But let me go here to workshops. If you go down here, most of these are not built up. I'm only covering the ones that I haven't showcased. The Mechanist Lair has 97 happiness, but you go down here to Taffington, 18 people. That's it. That's all I've been getting in here. And I've been here possibly for well over a month. And I've been going to and fro between other settlements. Very hard to get anybody in here at all, which is not usual. So what I did here first, I put a wall across this area because of the spawn points, and which I should cover out here is the other spawn points. I'll go out here. I don't want to walk away too far because all these spotlights will turn off. So up there, right there, that's a spawn point as well. This other area can also be a spawn point, just so you know that. So you really need... I opened it for a minute because I'm still inside the settlement. No, do not cause that. I made a robot provisioner and the happiness is going down, of course. That is usually the way once there's a robot in the building. Um, I'm just going to close that now. So here I decided just to build this little place for them to live because obviously when you take up the house with stores, you're going to have to put them somewhere else. So this is just a little shack that I did here after the radio's turned off. And it's just bare minimum, because even now the game engine is going absolutely crazy. And yet the frame rate is not showing that. But every few minutes the game will
Maybe
crash.
get
So I
back
need
to
to
the
get
guy named
through
Cecil.
this as quickly as possible.
Maybe his town
So
highway.
I put a guard post along here. I use these caravans for the simple reason these are extremely handy. Of course, they're a paid for creation. And I do not consider them mods because you don't pay for mods. You go to a site and you download mods for free. These are basically given the okay by Bethesda. So these are beds. Whether your people use them or not is another thing, but they are considered beds. So along here, I extended this out here. I put another one of these here because I usually get up to between 29 and 30 people in a settlement because of my charisma level. And of course, I take great mentats as well. So over here, because of what's across the road over there, which is mutant land, super mutant land, that is also, for me, quite a big spawn point because the super mutants come down the water. So that's why I blocked this off. So that's the boathouse. We'll go in there in a second. So yes, I use an awful lot of paid for creations. As I said, I do not consider them mods. I also build in God mode because it's easier and I just want to basically get on with it. I played the game since its release date in 2015. So this is the boathouse. So every time I place this floor, the game would crash. And I just wanted to make this into a workshop. And this is a workshop here as well. It's well, we won't do anything to it now. Hold on a moment. You can use it. He did use it before. It's probably because the door is there. I actually took that door off and then put a new door on because it's a very awkward place. I left the boat up here, and this is sort of like somewhat like the engine room to do with the boats. But as you know, you can use this, of course, to find out what's going on with your settlers. So as you can see, I have 4 farmers, 5 scavengers, 3 guards, 1 caravan, which is the robot, 1 bartender, 1 doctor, and 1 junk dealer. I just exit that. So, and over here, these are all workshops and workstations as well. And I placed a sleeping bag inside this couch, which is a very old thing you can do, and all that. So that's an extra bed. But there's a cat. I spawned a cat in here through the workshop, through the residence toolbox, which I would recommend people to get. It's an extremely good thing that you can use because you can spawn Brahmin in, as I have here. This Brahmin here does not cause any problems. This Brahmin does not walk around crazily and start walking everywhere. He's just spawned in. I spawned in these dogs too. The main reason I didn't put down cages was the area is so tiny and I usually bring in about 10 dogs. So this is the house here, and I will do a fly around later on. But this area here, I had quite an awful lot of items placed, and I said 2 death claws arrived, and everything was knocked down. So yeah, it's just ridiculous. I wish somebody would come up with a paid for creation that these things will be remain static. So I placed a restaurant in here. I put a press up here. This is the original thing that comes with this place, and I just
Back
glitched
hurts.
in
Feet hurt.
different things to it, like
Everything
the
hurts.
be able to cook, etc. And that, like this guy finds it very hard to get to work. I don't know why. It's probably because of this little gap, but he can get through it. They can morph themselves into it. Now, because this was going to be a player home, I had done a fireplace in here, and I had a load of stuff on the shelves. everything. These are static items. I had placed a load of items here. The death claws arrived and yeah, everything fell down. So yeah, I just took them away. It's a ridiculous thing really. So I just placed this around here and it lights up well at night as well. That's Daniel from the paid DLC, The Remnant. He's a a permanent companion you can bring with you. He also has a vertebird. Not that I need him now. The Brotherhood of Steel is gone. So in here, I placed the clinic. Now with the residence toolbox, I can place an invisible rug here this is a tier 2 or tier 3 hospital. So obviously I have more beds in here. And with this room here, where Mary Sutton died, you can see the blood. I use constant commands to remove her body completely because she just keeps appearing. So as you can see, the blood stain is on the bed. This is just my place that I can sleep if I come here. Because this is from Shroud Manor, which is Creation Club, and this is an invisible bed. So yeah, I just placed that in there. I put sliding doors on everything because I don't use doors, as you know, they can't close them, but sliding doors seem to be the most perfect thing to do. He works perfectly, and my trader, which is a tier 3 or whatever it is, trader, he works as well. So everything got knocked down here. I rescued these new cut things and placed them back there, but everything got toppled over. So yeah, we just have to deal with that. It just becomes a nonsense with that. They should become static once you place them. So over here, there's just another room in here. And this is more inclined to be like Minuteman, sort of regional offices type of thing. So they can come in here. I don't actually know who sleeps in here. I rarely assign beds to people. But this is, because sometimes if you assign a bed to a person, they'll all stop working. Or the other way around. If you give them a job, they'll stop using the bed. So it's just, of course, the usual thing. But you have the blood here, etc. So that's basically the house. I usually do the house up more so inclined to be for settlers, but this time around I didn't. So this is the house, as I said, and they do come in here, but of course, as usual, when you have another restaurant or whatever, they start going around different places. So I put some of this wild new fruit down here as well, which is another paid for creation. Now over here, where you would have the water, I made this little area here, and I wanted to make much water purifiers as possible. You can see one of the dogs here is just in the wrong place. Everything goes wrong here. So this is my little place for making money with purified water. I've used more of these here as well, more of these caravans. As I said, we're probably going to end up with a thunderstorm now, even though, what time are we at? Yeah, it's only 2 o'clock in the day. I'll probably have to wait 2 hours for that to go. So I placed these walls area because, as I said, of the super mutants across the way. And for me, they usually come across the water. So it's just a protection thing. These are outside the buildable area. For some reason, you sort of can go out a little bit. But yeah, so there's not much in here. And then around here we have I put the greenhouse in here as well. Yeah, I don't know whether I'm getting new people or not. That would be where the fireplace is inside. So it's gone very dark now. I'm going to sit down for 2 hours to see if this passes, guys. And because I want to show it to you properly in daylight. I'll just skip that 2 hours. Yeah, it's gone now. It's gone. So if I go over here, as I said, I placed this on purpose. And yes, sure, people can glitch in here even if you decide you're none of these will glitch in properly, but I just put them here because as I said the game just keeps crashing in this area. So I placed him in here and he just talks to me. That's all he says is, huh? That's it. But of course they do come up here when it suits them, as well. I should have 24 odd people in here at the amount of time I've been here, but there's nothing happening. I do have, of course, I placed the traders outside. I can't stand these guys. So they're staying outside the bound. The death claws arrived. That's their problem. Um, this, of course, here is, well, this is a chemistry lab. And this brings happiness when you put it into place, but it's a chemistry lab and you can see whatever's going on inside it, etc. So up here, all these buildings here are basically the same. And the further I go up, the more problems I'm having here. So I couldn't do much with this area at all. So they're all sort of the same. That's it. There's nothing spectacular about any of it. Couldn't place anything. I had originally put some plates down here. The places went through, whatever. It doesn't matter. It becomes very tedious when you do spend time and hours at a time placing items. And then, as I said, 2 death claws arrived. As I said, they arrived, 2 death claws arrived at Covington. So I said, there's nothing really here. You can walk down here, across this area here, which will bring us back down here. And we have dog meat waiting on us. That brings us back to the start. Now, I'm sure, yeah, Buster's over here. Now, the reason I shut the door, say for instance, we're attacked right now and I'm here, even though I have him in a wait position, he will run off to do an attack on whatever is attacking and I could actually lose him. That's why I have the door shut. So I'm going to do a fly around now so you can have a look at it. As I said, there's not much done with it. I'm a bit disappointed in it, but the limitations, etc., of the build, because of what's going on with it, well, for me. So over here, there are super mutants in here. All right. Over here, there's sting wings and all types of insects that come attacking, and raiders will stand here to attack you as well. So in here, I just have the what you call it, the fusion generator. So that's basically what it looks like higher up. There's not much done with it, as I said, guys. I'm actually quite disappointed I couldn't do more with it, but I'm not surprised considering I thought it would end up being a player home that I wouldn't be able to showcase as well. So go around here. And yes, I actually shot at this truck because I didn't want it blowing up where one of my people are. So that's just what it looks like in daytime. So now I'll bring it back down to nighttime for you guys, and you can see what it looks like at night. And I said there's not enough people in here to make it look more alive than it is. So I will wait here.
Can't remember the last time
Yeah, I'm dropping frames like crazy right now. Depends on where I'm standing. So we'll where am I now? Well, we'll give it 4 hours. That should be enough.
Yeah.
Now, whether somebody has arrived in here or not, I don't know. But we have cats and I have dogs.
Farming's as honest work gets.
Yes, that's all I'm being told. Farming is honest. Well, it's only as honest as the farmer, I suppose. So, a lot more could have been done with it, and should have been able to be done with it. To be truthful, I don't know how many build bars I went on, because I got this place early in November of last year, so I don't know how many I used. I think I went 3 or 4. That's my provisioner outside. There's our Brahmin there. The Brahmin doesn't cause any problems. So sometimes an ordinary Brahmin will arrive as well. As I said there, we have dog meat. can walk around here. As I said, these do work as beds, but are considered as such. A lot more could be in here, but as I said, every time I try to play something, the game starts to crash. Then we have in here. So some of them come in here, others will go to the other place, the so-called Joe.
Simple as that.
So we have the cats coming in and out. And then up here, as I said, is our clinic. And of course the seating is, I don't know whether there was it in here in this part or was it over here? I think there is a fan stuck there. I think I removed that with console commands because it was stopping the actual ceiling or floor going in there. So this, as I said, you can see the blood spots everywhere. And then this would be technically my room, somewhere to sleep. And I find the sliding doors are very handy because, well, it looks finished when you put a door on it, but at least they aren't jamming in on top of everybody. And this would be our store. Well, of course, he really only sells junk. He doesn't sell food. So, yeah, there's more stuff falling down here. Waste of time placing things. And this, as I said, would be our sort of a bit of a command center here for the minute. By hitting that, there we go. So that's inside the house, that the stores work. They do not work outside the house. They do not work on the ground because under the ground is water. And that's another thing, very much like Merkwater, Jamaica Plain. If you're placing dog kennels, place a rug under them because your dogs can fall through it. And if you're not on a computer, you haven't got be able to use a console command to move the dog to you, the player. So and the dog starts to drown and crying all the time. So they use these things. Of course, these bring happiness. I really don't care that much for the Vault-Tec items being in settlements, except for Vault 88. Because I feel they draw away from the restaurant, which I think should be the hub of the place in the evening, like it used to be before the Vault-Tec DLC. But they do use them and it makes them happy, I suppose. Things like that. So yes, I have an awful lot of water in here. So when I start to build the settlement, I put down the water first. So every day I can collect the water before any settlers arrive. And then we have this little building over here. And of course I have bathrooms or whatever, toilets in there. They don't use them, it's a waste of space. And this is just one of our little homes. And then we can go around this way. Let's walk across here. And we can use the stairs to bring us up here. And this just brings us to the extra homes. So I put 2 beds that way, it'd make it like a double bed. And of course down here you can stand here and look at the Charles River. As I said, now all the super mutants are gone over there for the time being. Of course they will respawn. I will do a fly around now so you can see what it looks like at night. But as I said, the spawn points are very important when it comes to building a settlement, especially if you're putting a wall around it. The same, I couldn't commentate when it came to, what was the one I did, the last one I did? Let me have a look. I couldn't commentate on it. Was it Grey Garden? No, it wasn't Grey Garden. Green Top Nursery. Yeah. Where I place the buses with the turrets inside the buses, that's the spawn point inside your settlement as well. So Yeah, you need to know where your spawn points are. But as I said, death claws are new to me. And as I said, I got 2 death claws also attacking the night before over a covenant. So I don't know. Suddenly this has turned into death claw country. I don't know. It's a bit odd. But anyway, we'll just leave it at that. So I'll go up here as high as I can and have a look at it. But it's quite a dangerous place because a lot of people just basically build to the edge here. And because your provisioners can walk right through this area. I don't care about the provisioners. All they have to do is come up to the gate. But the point I'm making is if you have it wide open, you're going to be attacked from all angles. Because they do attack from over there, as I said, and of course you do have all the insects attacking here, and you will have gunners or raiders attacking on these 2 fronts as well. And that's Covenant over in the distance there that's shining. And as I said, these traders, I can't stand them. They're extremely rude and, they're very belligerent. I don't like them inside my settlements. The only one I like is Carla. And Carla doesn't cause any trouble. She doesn't bring any of these guards with her either. And even in Sanctuary, she still goes outside the player's home, original home, and she still stands there. She's gone back to doing that, which is right. I prefer her than anybody. The others I said I don't like. So that's where I have the power coming from. Of course, if I'm flying around, they can walk around a bit, but they usually just sort of stop doing what they're doing. But they are going in now. Listen, he's going upstairs. You'll have them just standing there. He's gone. As I said, this is the boathouse. I like the boathouse, but it does need a floor in it, obviously. And you can give all the workshops in here that you have. I don't know, maybe she's going to use that bed. I haven't got a clue what she's going to do, or she's going to use one of these things. I'm going to find out. Yeah, she's going to sleep on that. That's fine. So yeah, they do use them. As I said, there's enough room in here. I think there's 26 beds. And then up here. Of course, it depends on what settlement you're in. Some settlers like to be higher up. They're not using any of these so far. And I just put that there, sort of to make it look as if that we have some sort of radio, whatever going on. And as I said, to connect with that thing there. So, yeah. But that's what it looks like from the outside. And another thing, guys, if your spotlights keep going off on you, which they will do once you fast travel out or walk away from it, just go over to your power source and quickly turn it off and turn it back on again, and your spotlights will come back on. So that's just it. You'll notice some of them just stand there. So yeah, it looks quite nice from a distance. As I said, if we go over here for a minute to have a look at it, the super mutants obviously would know that this is a thing right now. And I like showing off my settlements. Like, I don't care. I don't hide them in, little bits of light here and there. Like, no one should know about it. We have enough defense that we should be able to defend it. So, yeah, let them come if they want to. So that's basically it, guys. I wish I could have done a lot more with it. But as I said, there seems to be a huge issue with certain settlements. For me, anyway, I don't know whether other people are having those problems. So yes, I think, let me see how much water I have in here. I'll come down now to this. You have a look. Let's see if it will tell me here. Tappington. Yeah, so I have 140 water in here. So yes, I have now 18 people. I don't know, did one just arrive? I haven't got a clue. I know there should be a lot more in here, the amount of time I've spent in it, but I have 140 water. So yes, I usually place water while there's no settlers here when I'm building, first of all, and then I collect the water every day so I can sell it. And of course, when you have your own people that you can trade with, you can sell it. So let me have a look here. Yeah. Take that. All right then. But that's it, guys. I'm going to just go up here. And as I said, just turn on and off your power source and your spotlights will come back on. It's the quickest way of doing it, especially if you have a lot of them. So this is what it looks like down here. I don't want to go too near this area because these bugs will start flying around the place on me. Now that's what it looks like. And as I said, I do use paid for creations and Creation Club, and they're not mods. You don't pay for mods. So not that I have anything wrong. There's nothing wrong with mods, except I find them can be problematic for my computer, etc. I don't like using them for that reason. So that's it. So we have Cricket here now and Lucas. Right. And I don't know what's going on with the guards. The majority of them are walking around with only their armour on them. I'll stand up here, wait for a few death claws. So that's what it looks like anyway, guys. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think and if you're having any of those problems that I'm having with this, because the update of 2024 seemed to mess up an awful lot of settlements for me, messed up an awful lot to do with the game. I started to get bugs that were with the game when it was on release, which I never had. So yeah, with Covenant, for instance, with the update of 2024, we got the Enclave. Well, the Enclave sort of makes its way down to Covenant to attack Covenant quite a lot, even though the Enclave are gone. So yeah, I don't know what the name of the future will go. So yeah, that's what it looks like. So let's hope I get more people in here soon, because it's taken forever to get them in here. Whatever. Mr. Gutsy got backpack. Well, yeah, that's it. So, thanks for watching, guys, and I hope you enjoyed the video. And on to the next time, look after yourselves and each other. God bless.